Okay, so it's about 11:30 on 25th of February 2017. I thought what I'd do is go in the kennel here and take a video of the new litters we got and just talk a little bit about the kennel too, so people can get a handle on what we got going on. It's no big fancy thing, but it's dual purpose building. Of course, when you live out where we live, you got to be able to do a few different things with the building. So it obviously houses my car, Marlene's car, and my little workbench and a few odds and ends. As most of you know, this building wasn't done, the house wasn't done when I got here, but I'm getting her finished. I got some moldings, some trim to put on, stuff like that, but I got her coming pretty good. So, first litter I want to talk about is this set right here of Kalias. These are some awesome pups. Wow. Really fantastic. Now I'll come back here on that. Now, Gata, of course, just had her litter just a couple days ago. Beautiful 6. Kalia's got 5, by the way. Gata's got 6 here. These are with Dakota. Kalia's are with Jaeger, but I'll come back to that. These guys are just relaxing, chilling. Got a pen ready for Tuba. She's outside right now. And Kai, she got 7. Dark little rascals, really growing good. She's milking like crazy. She's trying to catch up to her buddy Kalia over there. These were born on the 12th. Kalia's were born on the 10th, so these are 2 days older. And she's got more and she's a little smaller. But they're catching up fast. And I got Camp here. Camp's just, she's going to have hers on the 1st, I think. It's the 25th today, so give or take 3-4 days she'll be in. So Camp's been staying outside, but she's in now. Now, we don't need to have too fancy a building for an Elkhound, of course, but one of the things we did focus on is the floor. Now, my building is climate controlled. Of course, I got a in-floor radiant heating system. This is a 2-story section here. I got, of course, a doorway over there that goes up to the 2nd level. Both floors are heated, of course. And then we've got humidity control, all of that stuff all built in, and it's a pretty good little system. I can set it to either measure the floor temp and keep it by the floor temp, or I can set it by the room temp. And what we can also do is we can have daytime and nighttime temperatures, so it'll warm up a little at night and cool down a little in the day, because we're starting to get a little sun now in the windows, so it's good. Pick up a little solar gain. Right now we got it on the floor sensor, so that it's really nice and warm down on the floor. So these little guys there are just content. And I got it running about 14.5 degrees Celsius right now. I put these new hypoallergenic antibacterial foam floors down on top of my concrete. My concrete's all I didn't surface the concrete yet, so I put these hypoallergenic floors down because I can take them out and throw them away when I'm done, and I can clean them during the time frame, and I can lift them up and wash them, and they're truly awesome, and they're pretty soft. So I like sitting in there because I'm in there a fair bit when they're having them, and they're really nice, and they don't tear them up, and they're nice to wash. So these are a dream, these floors. They're the same thing as you'd find in daycare for kids. So, the pretty good little floor. Now, when I went to Canadian Tire, I couldn't get all the same colors. So I got blue, I got brown, I got black. It's kind of funny. So everybody's content in here. It's nice and quiet. Of course, they're happy. They're all doing good. Now, if I'm able to, I'm just going to try and zoom. I hope it'll refocus. It should. Oh yeah, I think so. Near as I can tell. Now, I'll tell you a few unique things. I'll back this back up actually. Okay, I'll tell you a few unique things about this litter. Now, near as I know, this is the only Swedish Elkhound litter in North America. Kalia, of course, a big old Swedish girl, and as near as I know, that's the only litter coming out. So these guys are big black rascals. There's a big female in here called Annabelle. I think that's her nurse in there. Every time I come out here, she's tied on. So she could literally kill a weasel herself right now. She's only a few days old, 12 days old, 13 days old. She's a tough rascal. So these are going to be some seriously good pups. Now, these are Jaeger's boys, so their dad's Dakota. Jaeger's a big black rascal. He's tough hombre. So, good quality dogs, these ones. And with 5, now this was an AI litter, just so you know. I couldn't get Kalia to settle down and take the males. She was just tearing them up. So, I didn't want to have the males all cut up. We tried real hard with Rico to have this litter, and we couldn't get Kalia to accept them. We tried to collect on Rico at the AI Center, couldn't get that done either. So I had to go to Jaeger, and I was able to collect out of Jaeger and just inseminate Kalia. So this is an AI litter, and normally I like to see natural litters, but I didn't have any warm-up time to get Jaeger comfortable. Now, I could have probably put Dakota in, but I didn't. I thought I'm going to go with Jaeger. I like the matchup with these two, so I did the AI with Jaeger. Now, most of these are staying for the Desna training. So these are, Peter's got a big female in here. There's Heather Mullen's got a really nice male. Alicia and Daniel's got one of the big black males. And Ryan Conroy's got a big black male. And they're all phenomenal pups. They're probably going to be some of the very biggest dogs we've had. They're really well muscled already and just bulking right up. It's hard to believe. So this will be a really good litter. Now, this litter here is Gata's last litter, and she's going to retire after this. Gata has just been this fantastic dog for us, just a beauty. Now, Gata's a big old Norway girl. She's 60-some plus pounds, and I want to keep a female back from this litter. So I told Gata and Dakota, I said, you guys get together and get me a really good female. Sure enough, first one out, beautiful big female. So I'm going to hold one back for the breeding program so I can keep the Gata genetics. And as these are Dakota's pups, of course, we've had those litters before. Gata and Dakota had a litter. The first litter Gata had, and that was just awesome dogs. Some of them are down in Utah, Kaija and Coda. Kona's down in Colorado, and then Lito's out in Ontario, and Kira's in Alberta. And Kira's getting a sister out of this litter. So Felicity's going to have a new pup here, and I think Martha's trying to get one of these pups. Look at that little guy, he's under that blanket there. And I can't remember just where all the rest are headed. But now keep in mind, Elkhounds are pretty rugged dogs. They don't need to have anything quite as fancy as what we got, even though this isn't fancy by some kennel standards, of course. This is just a pretty nice little shack for him, but if you take these pups right here and compare it to what their dad was born in, he is just born in the ground in the middle of December, like, or not December, born late October in snow on the ground though, wintertime, this old straw pile, and just the mother dug a hole down the dirt there, and he come crawling out of there in 3 weeks. And when I went to pick him up, there was all those little rascals climbing out of that straw pile, just out in the middle of no man's land. Pretty rugged place, and healthy as can be, fighting off the crows, because they had their dad had drug up a big beaver, killed a beaver about a mile down the bush. And pretty good dog catch a beaver in the winter and kill him. Anyway, drug him home, and all these pups were eating beaver. When I got there, I was laughing my head off, but when the old male come up and put his paws up pretty close to my chest and told me to back up a little, I wasn't laughing no more. Dakota's dad was a big fella. He was a little taller than Dakota and a little heavier, like quite a bit heavier. And I wasn't, he didn't know me at all, and was not friendly very much like Dakota is, so I backed up pretty fast. But anyway, this little guy with a white chest comes out and sits on my foot, so he just kind of hung around me, and I said, well, that's my boy right there, and brought him home. So yeah, he's you don't need to have anything fancy for this breed of dog, but Dakota, he was raised with no silver spoon, that's for sure. Phenomenal dog. He's coming 10 in October, of course, and there's his second litter this year. Tekla's pups are just outside. She had 10 of them with him. So these are going to be phenomenal dogs. Skate is our most polite dog, best in terms of social behavior. She's very, very social, very, very nice. I actually, now I recall, Tammy and Dwayne, I believe, are getting one of the big males out of here to go with their sister, Sin. Gata had Sin on her last litter, and they're getting a brother. And Gata's always had exceptional dogs. Ventula's one of those good dogs. Gunner out in Alberta. There's been lots of really, really good dogs. Now Kai, this is really cool for us, because Kai's mother, Tora, was, of course, I sat with her while she was born. And Kai was born just kind of a couple pens over there in 2013, August 2013. She was born right here, Kai was. And these pups here are our 4th generation dogs. Now, these are supreme dogs. They're exceptional. They'll be really, really good. Kai's a world-class Elkhound. And, of course, we use Kalia's dad with this litter. I had planned to use Shorty, found out he couldn't work, so we used Kalia's dad. So these are going to be some blackface rascals, and good size rascals too. But they will be tempered a bit on the size with Kai. So be solid muscle, fully agile. Kai, of course, is exceptional in every area. So this group is really good. There's 6 males and 1 female in here. I believe that female's going out to be with her brother. No, the female's going not to her brother, to Kai's brother. Jackie and George have Kaji over just north of us here, a few hours, and they're getting a sibling to spend time with him, and he's a full sibling to Kai, different litter. So kind of cool that his sister gets to produce the female that's going over there to visit and play. So that's pretty cool. And Nate's got one of these boys. Quite a few, like I can't remember all the names right off the top. And Camp, of course, these are robust, healthy dogs that she's trying to have. Camp and Jaeger are pretty rugged. Camp's a big girl, 64 plus. She's the big old Norway girl, and northern Norway. And Camp, of course, is the mother to Tekla and Tuva, so she's Grandma Camp, because all those pups of Tekla's that are playing outside and have already went home, she's the grandmother to them. Camp is bred naturally to Jaeger, and Kaisha and Odin and Ranger, and there's a great pair of siblings up north now. Let me think. I'll come back to that. I can't think of their names. And then Camp's had quite a few awesome pups for us. There's pups all over the world from Camp, Jaeger and Bram and Camp, but this letter's Jaeger. So these are going to be really amazing. Now I should have brought Tuva in, but I didn't, but that's all right. I'll bring Tuva in. Tuva is half-sister to Kai, daughter of Camp right next door, half-sister to Kai, so they have the same father. Kai's mother's Tora. And Tuva's bred to our new Pretty Boy Leaf. And Pretty Boy Leaf is a real world-class dog too. He's a show dog, not a working dog like ours, but still he's doing really good. He's settling right in here, turning out to be a real good dog. Not as rugged, he's a little more refined, if you know what I mean. And of course, really high-end show quality dog, so I'm really happy with him. He is really good, and he's got instincts intact, which is quite rare. So we're very happy about that. Normally the instincts are bred down a little bit. They're pretty nice in the show, so they lose a little of their protection, stuff like that. But Leaf appears to have a pretty good skill set with him. Not in the league of mine, but that's okay. So yeah, now at night, of course, this system is, we have a pretty good security system. We have it all wired and stuff like that, but our security system is 550 pounds of bite strength, hooked on to 70 pounds of muscle with intense protection instincts, one at each door, of course, and half a dozen outside too. If you happen to make it in here, it's like going to a place, it's like a one-way ticket in here to a place that don't freeze, if you know what I mean. Not a good spot to be. So yeah, Dakota, he takes up a spot there when there's pups. He just stays there. Tuva's with him, and Anya and Jaeger run the outside. Tora, it's you can rest easy at night, I'll tell you. All these females, they just relax in here when he's on guard. So yeah, they got her made. So yeah, that's the extent of our operation right here. So we should have, by the March 8th, all the pups will be in here. Maybe I'll walk right up here and look straight down. Look at them guys, they're as long as Kalia's leg. That girl, Kalia. Look at that guy, he's able to walk already, hold his head up. I mean, go get out of town. He's born on the 10th. Wow, tail up, head up, eyes open. Give me a break. Wow. That must be Annabelle. Biting and biting. Good gracious. Annabelle, what you doing, girl? I'm pretty sure that's her. She's really something. Devin, you better get a good leash. She sees a couple of those designer dogs, she might just have them for lunch. She's no designer dog, this girl. She's rough and tumble. She's a hunting machine. But she's polite. Clea is really polite. Clea is social. These are exceptionally personable to the handler and the family. Best family dog in the world. Good girl, Clea. What a good girl. Yeah, that is female. That is her. Hard to tell at this age. I can't keep straight. All right.